A very good afternoon to everybody. I just don't feel like standing behind the dais and presenting, so I'll be slightly between you over here. Okay, I hope you don't mind. Okay. And it's a good opportunity for us to be here. And in the morning we really saw a lot of geospatial thing, a lot of technical stuff where we talk about geospatial, the complexity in geospatial, the processing capabilities, and it's like endless possibilities which were there, which we saw from the speakers in the morning. And I'm delighted that I've been given the first opportunity to speak in plenary, because I'm going to talk about something very basic. It's something basic which we all know how our brain works, but we never realize that what is the implication or the importance of that. And today I'm going to talk about how, because of that simple ideology or the simple working of the brain, comes a proposition, and where technology comes into play and gives an important contribution to that. And that's the reason the topic of my presentation today is empowering geospatial communication. Okay, GIS data we all saw is very complex, right? We have photogrammetry, cartography, geodesy, earth observation, positioning and surveying, which means bottom line is it's a lot of data. And we saw in the morning when somebody talked about the bytes of data and the 80 zeros after that. Now imagine when that data has to be done and captured, it has to be processed. And you have to have something which can complement that complexity. And unless and until you have a huge IT infrastructure in place, but not really huge, it has to be really efficient. And that's the key over here. When we talk about complexity, the complexity has to come out, and that complexity has to help you in doing better decision making. Not only does it better decision making, but also it has to help you in communicating with clarity. And that's the end result of it. So what really is the need in geospatial? Let's identify, and that's where I was saying, let's take a look back and think about how our mind functions. What really do we need in GIS? We say the need in GIS is to work with complex data. And what does it do with that complex data? Two things. First is, how do I make decisions out of the data? Correct? How do I really decipher that data and interpret it? And when you talk about processing and needing, you need to make decisions out of that data, and you have to do a trade-off. And all the decisions are really trade-off. Is that parameter going up? Should I invest more over here? Or would my judgment be catastrophic when I go to the field level? All that time decisions have to be made, and you have to have that complex processing to be done at an aptitude and should be able to help you radically innovate in your work. And the second important thing which we have to do with complex data is to communicate with clarity. Data is data if it's not communicated. You would know, people working with you would know, but how would it go out? That is exactly what is the mind. When we talk about a geospatial complex data, we need to have the basic thing, ideology of decision making and communicating with clarity. Now let's first take the first step of decision making. What is critical in decision making? When we talk about decision making, it's a working tool. Decisions are made basis a working tool. What does it inculcate? It means there have to be people who have to agree, discuss, connect, change, understand, convince, differentiate. All these things are only possible if you have the big picture and the small picture to place. When we show the complete picture, what does it show? It shows us trends and patterns. If we have to see a small house in an entire colony, it would show me a pattern of that colony, unless and until I see that small house within the part of that colony. So a big picture shows you trends and patterns. And what does it lead to? It leads to connecting the dots together and giving you more insights. That is how our mind functions. The second thing is, we need to visualize the details. At the same time, the small minute details of the sun on the east and setting down on the west, and the shadows and the movements and demography and geography, everything has to be considered in details. What does that give us? That gives us a deeper understanding as to the fitment or the relevance of that small detail which we are working on. And the third thing is natural markups. Whenever you talk about a visualization process, it is a natural markup which happens. When you have a collective thinking, people have to be on the same page when you talk about a project. When you talk about doing anything which is complex, you need to have collective thinking and ability of the people to decipher information. Maybe show different perspective to the same information. And all that leads to discussion without distractions. So a printer, if I say, as a wide format printer, people really don't buy to print wide images, but they buy 90% of the time they buy it for a working tool. because that helps them innovate in their work. And it could not have been possible if these things are not there. So this is how it happens. But the second important thing which is there is communicate with clarity. And what exactly is the communication clarity? So if you see the picture, you will identify day in, day out, you people will be dealing like this. You people will be analyzing and contributing to these things. How does it really work? Again, the aspects. The big picture visualizes the patterns and the trend, but when we talk about communication, it helps people to share their insights, at the same time impress people. So you do a lot of work, you work at the background, but ultimately that work has to get connected to a layman. Ultimately that work has to get connected to the society for which it's being done. How does the society understand it's happening? Or how do you really give the final output? You have to have a larger picture and the finest of details coming out lively. Another thing, how do you show accurate details? Each and every, and in GIS of course, every color has got a gradation and every color represents something. The moment the color changes, it's gone, it's catastrophic. On the field, it will fail. So ultimately, another important thing to communicate with clarity is you need an absolute precision in terms of creativity and in terms of output which comes out, which is reproduced. And what does it do? For us, it helps share understanding. So for us, the moment we try to figure out accurate details, it helps us evaluate and share the understanding. And finally, remote collaboration. That's the trend today. People specialize in particular field and they have to collaborate to give the final result of the project. And how you have to do it? Mobile, 54% of the employees, I mean, one study said that 54% of the workforce today works out of their offices. They're either on the field working, they're in the field doing sales, or they want access of information. So anything and everything now, mobility is the trend. And of course collaboration because of specializations getting into more. Now what does that really help out to us? That gives out all parties to be on the same page. So ultimately, if you see, it is so critical for us to understand that there has to be IT infrastructure which has to be around to make sure that we reproduce the right things, we process the right details, at the same time we are able to make informed decisions. Going forward a little bit, what are the tools which are there for geospatial from an IT? So as a geospatial, we may be saying, okay, we sell workstations, we sell wide format printers, but is that really what a customer needs? Customer like you who are working day in, day out with complex data, do you really care about the speed, quality, processing, ROMs? Nothing. You want something to give you an ability to innovate in your work. You want your complex data to be processed in no time. You want to share seamlessly with people sitting in the other part of the world so that you're able to effectively communicate and effectively differentiate with the global, in the scene of global competition. That is your need. And what we do is we try to provide you certain tools with HP. So when we talk about tools, it's complex data analysis and communication. That is the basic requirement which you have. And how we come as an Hewlett Packard as being in the value proposition is you need heavy processing and you need large format printing. What is heavy processing? We have HP workstations and we have DesignJet printers. Fine, that happens to be a product. But what really is the value proposition? I can have it for someone else also. Why is it with you? The basic question is, HP is the company which understands the customer very well. And when we understand the customer, we know how to give tools to radically innovate. I can give an example. It's only with, so these are the list of things I will not like to go through all these things because it's like both the workstations and the wide format printers have got something in common. For example, which is mobility. HP workstations have got a solution called remote graphics system. Remote collaboration, RGS is what they call. What happens is a person working on a project in one part of the country can simulate the entire project onto another desktop or another laptop, another notebook or even a tablet from sending only bits and bytes through seamless connectivity. There would not be a transfer of data. And what happens is the keyboard and the mouse clicks are simulated from there. It's a seamless collaboration. Similarly, to complement this, Hewlett Packard wide format DesignJet printers have got a free web service which is ePrint and Share, where whenever you print anything, everything gets uploaded onto the cloud. So whenever annotations or layering or anything discussions are done and changes are made, it immediately gets uploaded onto the cloud. Plus your printers which you're working with are web connected. So you don't need to actually have a printer available or a computer available with you to print. Every printer has got a touch screen and you straight away print it from the cloud. Not only that, even without printing, you can access information through that web service. So, I mean, it makes life so simpler. Imagine you people going somewhere with your project. You don't need to carry your projects. Everything is in the cloud. Just go to the printer or just have your mobile device and you can access the FTP through the mobile device directly through the cloud. You just have to have an account. These are some complementing things which no other people provide. At the same time, there's something which is design. So for example, I'll give an example. A workstation, a highest end workstation with HP would have a memory, I'm talking about RAM, not the hard disk, of half a terabyte. 512 GB RAM, imagine the processing. At the same time, even when it's working at the highest capacity, it is very cool because it's all modular, there are no wires in it. No designs have been formed in the way that they give you the best, so that you are able to produce the best results. Another example, a print head in a machine which prints the maps and the geospatial data for you can fire 40,000 drops in a second, which means, I'm saying not in a minute, in a second. And when you have to make accurate precision results and the imagery which is being captured, we can stop the print head to print at a precision distance of half the width of human hair. Now that is something which is known as technology, and it's all software driven, firmware driven. It has nothing to do with engine or machines or moving parts. All these things have been made in the product so that you can reproduce the best output and process the complexes of the data in no time. So these are certain things which are there, and that is the reason what we give to the customer is basically expandability, remote collaboration and remote working, of course along with mobility. So these are some propositions which only Hewlett Packard as a company have. Ultimately, when I talk about that, what it makes for the customer. For the customer, it's access the projects on the go. Wherever you are, you can just access your projects. You don't need to carry your system, you don't need to carry your desktop, laptop, hard disk to show the projects. They are available on the cloud for you, and only with Hewlett Packard systems you can actually access and process and see them. Manage information across teams without territory limitations. I just talked about RGS, I just talked about ePrint and Share, I just talked about work groups. Even for the security point of view, you have folders and FTPs on which you can place and designate those things to people, so that the department knows who are the users who are working, what are the projects they are working on, and how many iterations have they done. So everybody is on the same page and there is no margin of error. That's it. HP workstations, something known as ECC, error correction memory. When you talk about such complex data being presented and being processed, what happens is you have memories which are ECC memories, which make sure that even the lengthiest of calculation doesn't give you that 1-bit error or the soft errors in the language which we call it. So we have made sure that all these things are taken into consideration. Not only that, all the devices which are been given are tested and certified by the software vendors, like be it Adobe, be it the Bentley, be it the ESRI. All the people who have actually given those things have actually tested those software and certified, right? The NVIDIA, the graphics guys, all these people. So all these people, they say these are the robust system. What it means for you? It means for you it's an assured reliability. They assure that the machines don't break down. They assure that you have an uninterrupted work. So anything and everything which is going around in this ecosystem of Hewlett Packard is to help you, enable you generate a content. And prints, like I said, are no more prints. It is not possible for people to create a project if they're not able to discuss and be on the same page, to collaborate, to enhance thinking, to have collective brains working on that. At the same time, the turnaround time of processing the information and sharing across to is something which only our systems are able to provide. And finally, intuitive by design. We have designs which are like, it's a simple plug and play machines now. We would find even a mobile workstation which can be lifted in a palm, even a workstation. We just recently a few days back only launched a Z14 workstation, which is even less in weight than a laptop. At the same time, we have a huge printers which are there, but they are so seamlessly mobile. There's a touch screen on that. It's graphic display. It's an Aurasma or an augmented reality thing. You just move your smartphone onto the machine, and the video starts playing how the machine works. So they are so seamless and so connectivity features, making sure that we give you ample opportunity and ample bandwidth to work on your specialization area rather than worried about the processing capabilities. And ultimately, it's all connected to that information hub. Now, I'd like to give you one or two of the case studies which we have. This is a company called Penelos, which is a Mexico-based company. It's a mining company. And how, when they adopted these IT systems and when they decided to increase the adoption of IT into that, they're into silver and gold mining. Very rich company, of course, and they have a territory on which they operate. Now, the biggest challenge for these kind of company was how to find the most potent area where they should mine, and how to find the longevity of the mines, which mine has been exploited how much. Now, what they used to do was they adopted the wide format printers and the workstations. They started the imagery and getting the data from the earth and actually started processing that data. The resultant for them was, the key thing was, they were able to produce crystal clear, high precision data on the maps, which could actually show them the color contours and the patterns of color, where they were able to identify that this is the area of the mine which has not been exploited, and these are the minerals which will be found over there. Accurately, they used to print the maps over there in their head office, immediately mark the annotation and scan it and send it across to their field engineers in the mine. And what used to happen was, they used to deploy exact assets and resources into that particular area. The result was, the probability of getting gold, silver and all those minerals was so high that they exponentially doubled their margins. They changed the entire fleet, and that is just one example which happened. What is happening now is, now they don't see the ROI of having these devices, but they see the ROI of or the cost of not having those devices in the system. And that is a live example which happened, where we were able to, just because they were able to accurately process the data and reproduce the right colors and reproduce the right kind of drawing, which also they were able to share through the system, their profits doubled. This company has doubled its turnover in the last 3 years. Another example, which is, there's a company called Stormwater Maintenance based out of Texas. It's a Houston-based company. These people manage the storm water drains in Texas, and they have 3,500 drains which they used to maintain and manage. And they were, all the time they had the problem that which drain has been maintained and how to actually decide the beat plan of how to go about cleaning the drains. And once what happened was, they started adopting these printers, and they started printing out the maps and schematic of the drain layout. They used to actually point out the frequency of preventive maintenance that has already been done, and starting sharing that information onto the cloud. So all across the Texas, wherever the drains used to be there, the site engineer used to get into the cloud, had the small printers which were tabletop. Through the web access, they could immediately upload the latest layering or the latest annotation made and started operating on those situations. And what has happened is, the efficiency increased by 42% in 2 quarters for them. The resultant was, they deployed more and more IT, and they were really able to get the benefits out of it. So this was my last slide. I would like to close my session, but all I would like to mention, the final note is, ultimately it's IT which helps you make better decisions, and we want to enable you to make better decisions and communicate with clarity. And all that goes when you have the right set of infrastructure and the right competing IT infrastructure. Thank you so much.